Welcome to our channel, Wilderness Wanderlust. Here we are going to take you on our journey into the Kgalagadi on our recent trip, which we did in June 2025. Just for the record, we are not a paid YouTube channel, so we don't get paid for the content that we do, and we are not sponsored by anybody. So please excuse us if you hear some wind noise or a couple of errors in the videography and stuff like that. This is a really amateur channel, and we only create this content for people like you that are like-minded and would like to know more about what you can experience on these trips and what we experience, and then hopefully you'll learn from some of that and probably not make the same mistakes that we did, or it will enable you to make informative decisions for you to book a similar trip going forward. We hope you enjoy this, and if you like our channel, please like and subscribe to it to keep up to date on the next episode that we will create, and join us on our next journey.
But we've left Nossob and we are now heading to Mtopi. We were expecting a 4-hour drive. The GPS tells us we'll get there in 2.5 hours, but somehow I don't think so. I think it's going to be more like 4 hours. We'll see. But it's a stunning morning, and we're going to be turning off soon, I think, and heading off to Mtopi, where it's a transit campsite. There's two, Mtopi 1 and Mtopi 2, and they are transit campsites on the way to Mabueshubi. This is the turn. It's about 2 kilometers from and it says no entry, but this is the right one. Yes, yeah, so it's about 2 kilometers once you leave Nossob North Gate. So here we are, we're on our road and we're ready to go. What's important to note when you travel these roads is you need a seed net for your radiator to protect it, because once the seeds get in, it clogs up the radiator and it can set your vehicle on fire. So it's very important to drive with a seed net this side. I mean, you can see the roads here are completely different. It's certainly not the same graded standard as you find on the South African side. There are a lot more bumpy, there's a lot more holes in the road, it's a lot more uneven, and certainly not graded or upkept at all. So we are, I don't know how many Ks we're in, but it's a lot slower. You know, on the speed limit on the South African side is 50 kilometers, and it's easy to travel at an average of between 35 and 40 when you obviously want to travel slower for game viewing. But on these roads, like I said, they're a lot more sort of unkept. They're a lot more sandy, a lot less traveled, narrow, with a lot of bushes on the side. So if you don't want to damage your paintwork, then this is not a road to come on, because you are going to end up with some scratches. I think we've already got a couple. And so what we did before we left camp was dropped our tire pressure even more than we had dropped it when we first got into the park, because the corrugation on the road was quite bad, and that's from people not dropping their tire pressure. But we've dropped it, but still not enough. I think we're 1.5 in front and 1.8 at the back, 1.6 at the back, but it should actually be lower. So once we start hitting thicker sand and crossing dunes, we'll definitely have to drop the tire pressure a bit. So we are going slow. It's taking us an average of 20 kilometers an hour. We're also pulling a trailer. We've got a Bush Larper Kiever. So I suppose if you were traveling without a trailer, you could probably go a bit faster than we are. But you don't want to go fast. You want to enjoy it. I mean, this is what we came for. This sort of wild, unkept part of Africa. This is more of an adventure for us. There's no vehicles around, there's no people around. It's just a lot more peaceful. It's bumpy, it's scratchy. There's a couple of moments when we crossed a dune earlier whether we were actually going to make it over, which was a lesson to us for the next dune to put the vehicle into low range. We managed to make it up with a bit of wheel spinning, but we did get up. So let's see how the rest of the journey goes. I've got my trusty driver there concentrating very hard on the road, and just trying to minimize the scratches and watch the sand. Luckily it's still cool. What is the temperature now?
6.
So we've got up to 6 degrees, so at least the sand is still cool. You don't want to do this when it's super hot and the sand heats up. So I think we did the right thing by leaving early, and we also wanted to get to camp, be able to sit and relax. I mean, yesterday was 9 hours in the vehicle the whole day, so we want to be able to just sit outside at our campsite, peace and quiet, with no kids running around us, no people talking to us, because while we sociable people, we don't want to be spoken to when we're on holiday. We enjoy just relaxing and sitting and enjoying our own peace and quiet. So that's what we're looking forward to once we get to Mtopi. Yes, it is a transit campsite, and we probably won't see him much along the way, but that doesn't matter. It's all part of the adventure to enjoy these roads, enjoy the challenge. It is a challenge for us. I don't think many people like to travel this with a trailer, because it is tricky, and I'm sure we will get stuck at some point, but you know what, we're up for the challenge and we're going to give it our best shot. Okay, here we go, attempt number 2. We didn't make it up the first time, so now it's attempt number 2. Speed and momentum to get us up. So the last one we took 2 attempts, this one we took 2 attempts, and it looks like it's getting a bit more difficult. I would say far right is your best. Okay, we're learning as we go, but you need speed to get up and a decent amount of momentum to keep you going. We've already learned on the last 2 that we've had to make 2 attempts to get over them, and it looks like this is what we've got all the way. And it's still early, the sand is still cool, but yeah, we're rookies, so
Yeah, I've got stuck twice already in the last half an hour.
yeah, I mean, what have we haven't even been going an hour, and it's at least a 4-hour trip, 3 to 4 hour trip.
But the trick is, when you feel that you've got stuck, don't sit with your foot on the accelerator, because all that's going to happen is you're going to dig yourself in and then you're screwed. If you feel like you lost momentum, stop, roll back, reverse, build up speed, try again. Here comes a nice long
Oh shit,
hill.
what are you going to do? Right.
Your brain tells you go slowly because you're in the bush, but you can't. Because if you go slowly, you're going to lose your momentum, and then you're going to lose everything. And the problem is, you come over the hill, you don't know what's there, but you can't slow down to see what's there. So you just gotta like hope you're not going to hit the fucking tree and just go.
But just remember, we've got a trailer on the back. Oh, this is going to be an interesting drive, I can see. What have we got next? Okay, at least we've got a bit of flatness now.
Okay, so these are the dunes between Nossob and Matopi, and there's a couple of them, I don't know exactly how many, and 2 or 3 of them are really steep. So we're going to show you some footage, and we've now mounted the camera on the front of the vehicle so that you don't have to listen to us swearing and our commentary, and this will just give you some kind of idea of what we're driving through, bearing in mind that the sand is incredibly thick. And what you cannot see is like there are very deep corrugations, but they're like speed humps. So while the bucky's bouncing, I must be borne in mind that I've got a trailer behind me, and that trailer is bouncing. It's literally going off the ground. It's lifting off the ground as we go. And you can't slow down, because if you do, you lose your momentum, and then you start biting into the sand. So yeah, it's quite difficult. I'm going to just leave the background of the vehicle so that you can actually hear some of the noise that is being generated, and you can actually hear how the vehicle struggles. As you can see, the branches stick out onto the road, and you can't avoid them. You just drive. We had some next level scratches on the vehicle, but you just got to do what you can do. And as I mentioned earlier, you can't slow down on a crest like this. You just got to keep on going and hope for the best when you get to the other side of the crest.
Woke up with the sunrise kissing the ridge, coffee on the fire by the old wooden bridge. Got my girl, my gear, and my four-wheel drive. Bugsy hitched up and feeling alive. Tires kick dust on a red dirt track. No signal, no stress, we ain't looking back. Maps in the glove box, hard on the dash. Chasing horizons in a love that lasts. We're rolling with Bugsy, wild and free. Chasing sunsets, just her and me. From the Drakensberg to the native sand, we carve our stories in this untamed land. Living life with a little bit of rust. That's the spirit of wilderness wanderlust. Wanderlust. Campfire flickers neath the starry dome. Every trail we blaze feels just like home. Laughing about potholes and rivers we crossed. Every muddy mile's worth what it cost. How luck's humming like a song on repeat, with a bedroll moon and boots on our feet. She's got the wheel, I've got the map. We got each other in a world to unwrap. We're rolling with Bugsy, wild, wild and free. Chasing sunsets, just her and me. From Kruger's call to the bot's dust, we ride the rhythm of wilderness wanderlust. With a dream and a diesel full of trust. That's the heartbeat of wilderness Wanderlust. Yeah, we're wandering wilderness. Wanderlust. Yeah, we're wandering wild, and that's a must. Just two hearts chasing wilderness wanderlust. There's a fire in the distance and a sky full of stars. Dusty trails and stories written in these scars. The sun sinks low behind acacia trees, and the wild calls out on the evening breeze. A lion's roar echoes deep and far, while night falls soft with the song of a nightjar. Crickets and frogs join the midnight choir, a symphony that sets my soul on fire. My heart belongs to Africa, to the rhythm of the land, to the endless skies and the red dust in my hands, where silence holds 1,000 sounds so free. In every breath it's where I'm meant to be. Oh, my heart belongs to Africa, wild and deep in me. Elephant tracks by the river's bend, leopards hiding where the shadows blend. Golden grass sways to the beat of the day, and I know I was born to stay. When the world feels too fast, too loud, too bright, I find my peace in the African night. It's more than just a place, it's my song, my prayer. Africa's spirit lives everywhere. My heart belongs to Africa, to the rhythm of the land, to the endless skies and the red dust in my hands, where silence holds 1,000 sounds so free. In every breath it's where I'm meant to be. Oh, my heart belongs to Africa, wild and deep in me. Yeah, my heart belongs to Africa, forever wild and free.
So this is one of the main dunes between Nossob and Matopi. This is the one where we got stuck on 5 times and we actually crested it the 6th time. And one of the rules here is when you get stuck, don't dig yourself in by constantly accelerating. Use gravity, stop, roll back. The road's quite bumpy, and if you have a look at this footage from the back of the vehicle on the trailer, you can actually see how the trailer bounces. There are deep corrugations that cause the trailer to bounce in the sand. So you can't go too fast, but you can't go too slow. You got to keep your momentum. So it's quite difficult, and this part here you see this is where we got stuck and we eventually crested the top of the dune. We kept on trying, and in all honesty, our tire pressures were incorrect. We were at about 1.3 or 1.4 bar, and I dropped the tires to just below 1 bar, and once I'd done that, we actually managed to crest the dune. And as you can see by the marks in the sand where we were getting stuck, each time was a different place, and we just literally kept on trying and trying until we actually got it right. And yeah, it's just a challenge and an experience, and it's different for each person. One of the reasons why I did all this driving footage is because this was the part that worried me the most, and I couldn't find a lot of this information online, so I basically recorded this for other people as well. So as you can see, the trick here where we got stuck is a technique whereby we sway the tires from left to right, and when you sway the tires from left to right, it basically digs in and helps you actually crest the dune, and makes it a lot easier. I don't know what it actually does, but when you sway the tires from left to right and apply just a little bit of power, it will allow you to dig yourself out of the sand. As you can see here, we go left to right, and it'll dig yourself out. This is a landmark in the area, and been here for years. It's testament to what happens when you don't have a seat net on your vehicle and stuff like that. A lot of guys come here, they'll put their stickers on the vehicle. We don't have one to put on here yet. Maybe next time, yeah. But yeah, this is it. Quite a landmark. Old Land Cruiser apparently. But yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, a lot of people come out here and say that they've been here, and this, out of everything in the Kalahari that is so beautiful, ironically this is what people come to look at, yeah, so it's a bit weird, but pretty cool. So we made it all the way here. Some seriously bumpy roads, but all our spices, which are in glass bottles, obviously went flying, and there's now a mixture of between cinnamon, allspice, and well, every spice you can imagine. This is better than Auntie Naindu's curry then, the way we've mixed these spices. But anyway, yeah, so Claire's now cleaning. This idea was to get here, sit down, relax, chill. Yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen. The inside of the trailer was an absolute mess as well. That was a complete disaster. So yeah, this is Mtopi campsite. It's really well catered for, as you can see. Has a tree, has a fireplace, and right out there in the distance, that is the little shit house. What is in there, I have no idea. But can you imagine walking through lion-infested Botswana that far to take a crap? Guaranteed you'll probably drop one before you even get there. But yeah, so that's the fun and games to start with. I'm now going to see what damage was done inside the bakkie in terms of drinks and stuff like that. On the way here we hit a dune which was really badly corrugated. We had to try it 5 times, we couldn't get up. Obviously we made it up, and in that process of doing so, we nearly rolled the caravan. I could literally read the signage on the side of the caravan. That's how bad we were bouncing on the dune, and that's what caused all this damage. But so far everything looks right in terms of mechanically, so we seem to be okay, and we've used just under half a tank of fuel. That's driving 5 hours and doing about 80 kilometers in that 5 hours. So yeah, it's hard going.
So we're at Mtopi 1 tonight. It took us about just under 5 hours to get here, but we had a couple of attempts at some dunes. One dune was 5 attempts before we got up, and then we got here to a holy mess inside the caravan where a lot of our bottles had broken, and it's literally taken us 3 hours to clean it. My husband looks exhausted, but he's got the fire going. We're all set up there, say hello. Hello. And yeah, it's a beautiful evening, bit of a breeze. We've seen one car pass us, and that was about 3 o'clock. I'm not sure where they were intending to go, because they wouldn't have made it to camp in 3 hours, or to Nossob camp. We've even cleaned up the back, got our fire going, and just relaxing before we start cooking our dinner.
A lot of guys ask about our setup and what we've got and how we work. Okay, so here's the back of the vehicle. We've got 3 ammo boxes. First ammo box, this one here, would be all our recovery equipment. Middle ammo box is our picnic box. It's got like all picnic stuff in it, so we could take the whole box out like if we stop at a rest stop. It's got coffee and everything else in it. And then the last box would be our drinks box. And then inside the vehicle we have another 2 ammo boxes over here. The one is dry food, so it would be bread and snacks and chips and stuff like that. And then one below it is going to be our drinks, which we top up and we put in the end box to use in the fridge. And then underneath here we've got obviously more drinks. Then we have a compressor that we run on the vehicle so we can air down, and the indeflate, which we use to deflate the tires with. It's normally packed away in the ammo boxes, but we used it 2 or 3 times today, so I've just left it out now. It's easier. Like that bag you see there, that would be our dirty clothes. Our squattle bra fits in over here. We use a torsion bar over here to keep everything upright. There you can see it. It's an extendable bar. We've got another one over there, and that just helps us to tie things down. This here is a 400 watt solar panel, which we would normally put out, but this site that we're at tonight, we don't need it now, so I didn't do it. Then in the vehicle we have a 55 litre national, I can't even remember the make of the fridge, but anyway. So we've got a fridge there, 55 litre, that's for our drinks. And then inside the back here we have an inverter which charges from the battery of the alternator of the car. That's our battery box that powers everything else. Excuse the mess of wires there, it's normally a lot neater than that. And then in the top here we'll have a net where the table will go into, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's basically what the back of the vehicle is. The back seat, I haven't taken it out, but we will be doing that in future, for future trips. So those bags in the back there, that would be bags that would be our bedding and stuff like that, for when we're traveling, but it's all in the trailer, like in the caravan at the moment, so we don't have any of that. Another ammo box, which is our tech box, with medicine and stuff like that. And then 2 reflective jackets, which you're required to carry if you go overboard, although nobody asked us for it. So that in that ammo box we've got like battery chargers and spare batteries, power banks and stuff like that. So in the vehicle itself we drive with a Garmin Overlander, and then we also use Waze, and then we use a Garmin Mini to communicate with the outside world, seeing as Elon Musk so politely blocked our Starlink. We were supposed to be using Starlink on this trip, but 2 days before we left, after the arguments with our government, it got blocked, so we now don't have Starlink. Okay, so in terms of our Bushla Pakeva caravan, what we have here is we've got the stove, gas powered. We have 2 onboard gas bottles which fit in this section over here. One would power the stove, the other one would power the geyser, which I'll get to now. Here's our portable bra that we take with us, which we're not using tonight, we're just brawling on the ground. 50 litre National Lunar fridge, no, 90 litre, sorry, with a fridge freezer on it. There's all our cutlery and lighting. This would be all our groceries and stuff, which hopefully when it's not a bloody mess won't fall over the place. Right, then inside the caravan, here you can see now there's our bed over there. These are all cupboards for our clothing. Our clothing all goes in there. More storage compartments down there. Underneath these seats here, and this table folds flat into a single seat, but underneath these seats are 200 amp hour lithium batteries, and under that seat is a inverter as well as a solar controller. Alright, and here we have hot and cold running water, and that is powered from a gas geyser which sits over here, and that pipe over there, for example, connects to that, and we can have a shower. There's the shower cubicle. I didn't use it, I literally just stood outside here buck naked and had a shower. We've put these lights up here, these lumino lights. We've done this for tonight because we are camping completely off grid here, and it's lion territory, so this will light up the whole area for us, so that'll give us a lot of lighting. Then in here we've got more packing space, obviously. So that's the front section of the tent. That would be where our heads would be. This is what we use to travel with. It's our trusty Hilux. We've got a seed net on the front because the grass here is quite long and you don't want to get any seeds in there. And then going onto the roof of the vehicle currently. So on the roof of the vehicle at the moment we're sitting with some wood, a water tank in the front, which holds 40 liters of water, which I've already decanted into the bush larper because the bush larper has a 100-liter tank on it, so I've already filled that up. We've got a high lift jack, we have 2 jerry cans of diesel, and then of course recovery tracks, and then a awning which we hardly ever use but we take it with just in case. So yeah, that's the roof of the vehicle, what we've got up there at the moment. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you. So that's our entire setup, and that's what we go overlanding with. So now you at least know what we've got and how we use it and how we manage it, all of it. And if you have any questions, just pop a comment in the video below and I'll gladly answer any questions that you might have.
Well, it's a very good morning from Mtopi. It's a very chilly morning and we're ready to leave. And we are on our way. Ready to go to Mabuya Sahubi. And my trusty Uber is waiting for me. Let's hit the road and see what the day holds for us.
Thank you for watching part 2 of our adventure. Please follow our channel, like and subscribe to it, and stay tuned for part 3 where we travel from Mtopi to Mabuya and go deeper into the Botswana wilderness.